Bishop Zubik, very good to see you, sir.
Great to be with you as well, too. Thanks.
You know, as one of Pittsburgh's prominent spiritual leaders, what I think is really fascinating is that you make a lot of time to support the arts and see theater.
Well, I don't really take a full day off, but for me, it's nice just to be able to take a few hours off on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and one of my favorite things is to come to the theater. And I think that Pittsburgh has been so blessed to have a nice variety of shows. The Pittsburgh Symphony, obviously, the number of different plays that come to town, and it's terrific. I think just to be able to relax for a couple of hours and to really relish people's demonstration of their own artistic ability.
How do you view or describe the culture of Pittsburgh, what we have here?
Family-oriented, faith-based, kind, considerate, humble, and at the same time very much appreciative of what makes southwestern Pennsylvania, especially Pittsburgh, what it is.
So do you ever think about if there were maybe 3 things you could change about this city, if possible, what would they be?
You know, to tell you the truth, I mean, while no place is perfect,
right.
I like Pittsburgh exactly the way that it is.
That's a good answer.
You know, and I think maybe the reason why I can say that is having lived away from Pittsburgh for 4 years when I was bishop in Green Bay.
Right.
And Green Bay was a wonderful community as well, too. A lot of the same values that southwestern Pennsylvania has. Family-oriented, faith-based, hard-working. I think it just helped me to appreciate more what Pittsburgh really is.
Now, as a result of your support for the arts here in Pittsburgh, you will be having a guest appearance in the musical Sister Act with Pittsburgh Musical Theater, I think tomorrow night, which is going to be St. Patrick's Day. By the time we air this episode, I think it'll have gone by, but you'll actually be playing the bishop in Sister Act.
Exactly. So it'll be a role that I was made for.
Right. So how's your preparation for that go exactly?
Just to be myself. That was the instructions I was given by the director, for sure.
Well, they got the right man for the job, I think.
Thank you.
So are there any other, maybe artistic talents that you might have that we might not know about?
Oh, I think I would always find myself developing artistic talents. I do like to sing, although I've never been professionally trained to sing. I don't think I have a bad voice.
I'm the same way. You can kind of fake it through, carry a tune, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I think my mom and dad were terrific dancers, so I think that's in the blood as well, too.
There you go.
And so that only is used when I go to family weddings at this particular point. I think I like to be able to size up different situations in terms of decorating, to make a space that is welcoming. That's one of the things that I consider to be very important in my office.
Yeah, that is
I
a talent.
people to be able to come into the office and to not feel like they're walking into an institution, but walking into a place where they can be comfortable and that they know that they're being welcomed. So those are some of the things I think that would be reflective of the arts in my own life.
Have you ever been really moved or inspired by a work of art or a piece of sculpture or maybe even a play that you've seen, something that's stuck with you?
All the time. I most recently, right after Christmas, I had a chance to go to New York. I like to go to New York for a couple of days, a couple of times a year, and I had a chance to see the revival of Fiddler on the Roof, which was spectacular. And the actor who played Tevye in this revival was unbelievable, and especially because of his interchange with God, it was so believable. Mm-hmm. I used to like to go to a lot of movies. I don't have much time to be able to do that. Obviously can be moved by reading a good novel. I think mostly those elements of the art that really touch the human spirit and what touches the basic part of what makes us who we are, our hearts, the capacity that we have to love other people.
So do you think maybe from this experience in Sister Act you might get a little of the acting bug, maybe try it again after this?
Oh, I think I'm just happy to have a little bit of fun, especially with the staff and the people that are coming tomorrow. It's all part of the Pittsburgh spirit.
Now I imagine that, leading masses, as I'm sure you do, public speaking comes into that a lot, and maybe even singing too. I mean, if you need to lead a hymn, so do you practice?
I think it's a matter of the practice that comes is the prayer that happens before.
Yeah.
So that's why before I'm going to celebrate Mass, I always take quiet time to be able to make sure I'm shifting gears from what I was doing before. And I think that's the most important preparation. But the ritual can never overpower the prayer. The prayer has to be the essential part of what happens when you celebrate ritual. Because if it's not going to be that, then it does turn into acting, which I think does a great disservice to what prayer is really meant to be. So I think if one who's a celebrant can be most prepared for what he's going to celebrate and does so by way of prayer, I think that what follows from that will be the natural expression of his talents, trying to engage everybody else who is in the congregation to pray as well. And I think that isn't that the goal of actors too. They want to get the audience involved. They want to grab a hold of the audience's attention and their hearts to whatever the storyline is going to be.
So with that as your preparation, do you find that you ever get nervous before leading a ceremony of any kind?
Well, there are times that I do. Yeah, I think, but I think more nervous from this perspective, that I want to make sure that what I'm doing is going to be genuine.
Right.
And that my message will be clear, that I would be preaching, that I'm going to be focused, that I fight against any kind of distractions that would keep me from paying very close attention to what the ritual is, and that's critically important to be a presider in any kind of worship service.
What if you had the occasion to meet the Pope? Would you be nervous?
I did have that opportunity. I've had that opportunity many times.
Wow.
I've had a chance to meet Pope John Paul II many times, Pope Benedict, and now Pope Francis. And no matter how many times I've met each of the popes, you never lose the sense of excitement of who it is whose presence you're in. And I think that's been unique about all three of the popes whom I've met. They've all been outstanding individuals, very different from one another, but nonetheless there's a certain aura that they carry with them, and it's more than a role. It's, I think, the beauty of who each of them is as a person.
And I think maybe some of your castmates in Sister Act might be feeling the same excitement about having you on stage.
Oh, I hope not. No, I hope not.
Well, as we say in showbiz, break a leg. Yeah, wishing you all the best.
Figuratively, not literally.
Right. That's right. It's actually good luck to say that in the theater. Right. I don't know if there's a Catholic Church equivalent to that, but no, it's a good thing to say that.
No, I'll often say that to the choirs when I try to get the choirs to chill out, as the kids say, and just not be so nervous, and say, in the best sense of the word, break a leg.
There you go. So since you're a fan of musicals, if there was a musical made about your life, say Zubik the musical, who do you think who would be in line to play you?
Nathan, the guy who works.
Yeah, Nathan. That's great.
People have told me he does a pretty good impersonation.
I think we need to get him on the show and try that out. Maybe we'll put that in the outtakes. All right. So maybe that we can work that out. You can be a consultant on that. I think we need that info. Nate Sudi, we heard that you do a really good Bishop Zubik impersonation, and he has tapped you to play him in the musical. You're on.
Well, Brian, I just want to say thank you for having me here. I'm really excited to be here at the Pittsburgh Musical Theater, and I would say in my office, my buttons are busted.
Yes.
So you can take that to the bank.
What is the opening number of your musical going to be?
My opening number. My first number that I'm in is Sunday Morning Fever.
Oh yeah.
So
we go from Saturday Night Fever to Sunday morning hangover, maybe.
Sunday morning hangover.
It's not for you, certainly.
Well, you never know.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Is this irreverent, though?
Not for me.
All right.